What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another 4K Blu-ray collection update and unboxing. If you guys don't know me, my name is David, and I review movies here and at CinemaDeviant.com. I started doing this as a way to give people a heads up as to what's coming out now and in the upcoming weeks as far as 4Ks and Blu-rays go. Alright, so we got quite a stack to take a look at. Some really good stuff, some stuff that maybe might, surprise you. But let's go ahead and get started. First up, we have South Park, The End of Obesity special event on Blu-ray. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed the other one that they came out with, and the name escapes me right now, but it was like a kind of a parody on like the Prime Energy. So this one right here, as you can tell, it honestly, when I first opened it up, or I got it in the mail, I opened up the package, and I saw what it was, and then I realized what they were making fun of, parodying. I almost choked. And they're making fun of the Ozempic, weight loss craze out there. So I cannot wait to pop this in and check this out. From watching the last one, which again, I hadn't watched South Park in a very long time. I actually thought it was pretty hilarious. So I can only imagine that this one's going to be just as hilarious, if not more. And there goes the back in case you guys want to know what it's about. Alright, let's pop this open here. Let's see here. Where's my opener? Let's see. Alright. Yeah, I thought the other one was pretty funny. And yeah, South Park was one that I kind of dropped off of. And I, when watching it again, I thought it was very surprisingly right in the wheelhouse that I guess I find comedy very hilarious. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. Here goes the Blu-ray here. No disc art, the typical blue disc art there, or blue coloring for the disc. And then here's the front, back, and spine for South Park, The End of Obesity, and this one is out now from Paramount. If you guys have seen this one, let me know how it is in the comments. I'm sure it's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, so that's going to be definitely one on my list this week that I'm going to check out. Next up is a movie that I finally got a chance to pop in. I had been meaning to watch it for quite a bit, and finally watched it the other day that I had a couple of hours to spare. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And that was Blink Twice right here. This is the directorial debut of Zoe Kravitz. And this is starring Channing Tatum. Yeah, so I didn't know. I since this movie came out, I purposely was kind of like not wanting to know anything about this movie. My first thought that it was probably going to be like what it seemed like from the trailer was like almost like a Jordan Peele type of movie, like Get Out, and things like that, or Us. And it's fairly similar in that aspect as far as it being a thriller. But yeah, it does have some pretty tense and deep I guess content in it, as far as physical abuse, I'll say that. But it is a really great movie, and I do think it does empower the main characters quite a bit. That's all I'll say, because there are some twists in there, and I don't want to give the twist away or anything like that. But it was very good, and I thought it was a really good first outing for Zoe Kravitz as a filmmaker. Hopefully she does some more stuff in the future similar to this, because I thought it was great. Here goes the front here again. There's quite a bit of people in this movie. I thought it was pretty surprising. Here goes the back, in case you guys want to see the gist of what it's about. All right. Let's go ahead and pop this open. It does have digital copy. And here we have the Blu-ray disc right here. The coloration on the disc itself. And here is the front, back, and spine for Blink Twice. And this one is out now from Warner Brothers Discovery Home Entertainment. Yeah, so again, like I said, this one is a good one. Totally unexpected. Like, you know, I thought it was really, really well acted. So definitely check that one out if you guys have not already. All right, next up we have a biopic that when I saw this one, it kind of made me have a big question mark over it. But I tend to give everything a chance. I always give everything a chance, no matter what it is. And yeah, so I watched Reagan right here on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Right here, and the big question mark that was hanging over my head was the casting of Dennis Quaid as Ronald Reagan. That was something that I was kind of scratching my head over for a bit. I was like, that's Dennis Quaid. I just did not see Ronald Reagan at all in this initially. And I watched it, and it kind of surprised me that after a bit, he kind of just blended into the role, it sounds odd. And you probably are having the same reaction that I did. Like, what is he talking about? But it's the oddest thing that he blended into the role pretty well. And I thought the performances were great. The only thing that I have that was like a weird, nitpick was why was Scott Stapp in this movie? Even for that little bit. It was just odd. It was an odd moment that essentially I didn't feel like should have been there. But other than that, the movie was really, 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 really good. Dennis Quaid actually, knocked it out of the park with this one, I feel like. And like I said, just trust me on this. And if you have not watched it, it's the weirdest thing that I kind of forgot it was Dennis Quaid after a while. I don't know. But anyway, here goes the back. In case you guys want to see what it's about. Right there. Doesn't look like there's any special features. I didn't notice any anyway. All right. And it does have digital copy. And here we have the Blu-ray and DVD for Reagan. And here goes the front, back, and spine for Reagan. And this one is out now from Lionsgate. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched it. If you guys have, let me know if you have the same thought process as I did. Yeah, it was. I guess maybe now I'm scratching my head as to, like, how did that happen? How did he blend into the role so good? I guess I don't know. Next up, we have, this is a personal pickup, Alien Romulus on 4K. Does have 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital copy. And of course, I'm a huge Alien franchise fan. Even the not so great ones are still good to me. I will watch anything with a xenomorph in it. And this one is it was really, really anticipated for me. Anything, when a new Alien movie is announced, automatically it goes up to my anticipated list. And this one did not disappoint. I loved this movie quite a bit. You have Fede Alvarez directing this, and as you guys may know, he did direct like Don't Breathe and also the Evil Dead remake, and it was just so much like he he knows his stuff. He knows exactly where the audience wants to be and needs to go. And I felt like every little point in this movie hit like perfectly. His style of filmmaking is very present in this movie, but it also does feel like straight up like the original Alien movie, which I think I'm almost certain that that's the intention, but it was such a fun ride. I've watched this movie already about like 4 times, and it was good each and every time. The creature at the end, initially, I wasn't a fan of. That was probably one of the only aspects that I thought was a little off or a little weird. But as I viewed the movie a couple of other times, I was like, you know what? No, this makes sense. It makes perfect sense, and I grew to appreciate the stylistic choice. I'll say that. And I thought it was really really well put together. Everything about this movie. The scenes that like with the face huggers and stuff like, oh, it's so intense, like, or perfectly done. I cannot speak enough about this movie. Really really great. I love this slipcover, by the way. All that nice embossing. I need to pick me up the Blu-ray as well to go with this, the matching Blu-ray with the slipcover. It's a black slipcover instead of the red, but really really nice. And here goes the back. Shows what the movie is about, and the special features are there as well. Love this movie, man. It is so good. Let's go ahead and pop this open. All right. Does have digital copy. And here we have the 4K and the Blu-ray disc here. Each with their own disc art, which is really really cool. Nice. And then the front, back, and spine for Alien Romulus. And this one is out now from 20th Century Studios. Really, really good. Man, I can't wait. They're greenlighting all this like alien stuff, lately, that I'm so excited. I know there's Alien Earth that's coming out. And also, I think that there's a sequel in like the planning stages for Romulus, and I almost want to say I think there's another Alien movie being planned out as well. So I'm really really excited for this. Oh man, it's gonna be so good. Next up is a movie I hadn't seen in quite a bit, and it's now on 4K. Which actually was really, really unexpected. And I watched it and I thought it was amazing. Maybe you might have a different thought process on it, but I loved it. And that's The Visit right here by M. Night Shyamalan. This was... I touted this movie as his, I guess, comeback movie. Because I know before this had come out, he had a lot of movies that came out that just didn't hit the way that you would think, especially after all the hype with The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable and things like that. And when this one came out, I was like, oh, okay, this is an M. Night Shyamalan movie. I went in not expecting much initially when I first watched it. And I was pleasantly surprised. I loved it so much. I thought it was a great thriller. Very smart and very funny in a way. His movies kind of tend to have a little bit of humor in them. And this one was kind of in that aspect. And also very like weird and eerie in that sense as well. And seeing this on 4K, like I said, when I saw that it was coming out on 4K, I was like, okay, I'm in. Checked it out. I thought the transfer was really, really well done. It was really, really good. It does. This is a brand new transfer that Kino Lorber has done. It says brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master. So I I was very excited to check it out, and I think they really knocked it out of the park with this one as well. Hopefully you guys think the same. But yeah, this movie is just so much fun all over again. I hadn't seen it in quite a bit, so it was really a treat to watch it again. Here goes the back. All right, let's go ahead and pop this open. And here we have, let's see here, there's the 4K on this side and the Blu-ray on this side, right here. And there we have the front, back, and spine for The Visit. And this one is out now from Kino Lorber. All right. Like I said, it was just a whole lot of fun. I don't know. Like, I really dig this movie quite a bit. That one was a good one. Next up is one that I have not checked out yet. And this one might kind of throw people off a little bit. I do think that this genre is not for everybody. And that it's, you know, kind of from a time where, you know, it's like the exploitation movies and things like that. It's not for everybody, but it is part of cinema, you know, part of cinema history and things like that. And you find some really cool gems during that time, and very interesting movies, which I've seen quite a bit over the years. And yeah, so this is definitely one of them. And it's 1,000 Convicts and a Woman right here. As you can see, like it's a sign of the times, I guess you could say. During the 70s, you had a lot of, you know, sexploitation movies, blaxploitation movies, and this, obviously you kind of gauge which genre this is in. Here goes the back here, in case you guys want to know what it's about, and the special features are there as well. But like I said, I always give everything a fair shot, and I was really curious to check this one out. I haven't had a chance to pop it in just yet, but I love, you know, kind of going back and watching these movies and seeing the, I guess, the cinema beats that you kind of will see now. You know, there a lot of newer directors take from older styles and things like that. And I'm curious to see if, like, say maybe you get some Tarantino type of editing, you know, and things like that. So I'm very intrigued on this one. All right. And this is part of the Kino Cult line. Here goes the disc there for 1,000 Convicts and a Woman. And as you can tell, it does have a reversible artwork here, which essentially it's the same thing, it's just colored differently. I kind of like this one. I kind of like this alternate one. Let's go ahead and pop this in now. And this is number 20 in the Kino Cult line. And I really love this line quite a bit, Kino Cult, because it introduces a lot of, you know, cult films out there, and some that I've never heard of. This is one of them. So I was very intrigued on this one. And here goes the front, back, and spine for 1,000 Convicts and a Woman. This one is number 20 of the Kino Cult line, and this one is out now from Kino Lorber. All right, next up, this is going to be another one that might throw you for a loop, and it might be something that you guys won't expect, especially from me. And this is Hardwood, and this is the adult features of Ed Wood. So I was a big Ed Wood fan when I was younger. His style of filmmaking was very weird to me, and I was a fan of that, and I'm still a fan. I'm a fan of all things weird, and stylistically, it was that odd to catch my attention. And it opened up his films opened up the door to a lot of other directors for me when I was getting into like the other end of filmmaking, I guess, and cinema. Um, through him, through Ed Wood, I ended up falling in love with like John Waters films and things like that. And I thought they were so great. And then John Waters inspired so many other directors, so I got into those films. It just it trickled down. Ed Wood was the start of that. So I did not know that he directed any sort of adult films. I'll just put it that way. And some of these were lost. I think if I remember correctly, and there's some films in here that have alternate versions that have never seen the light of day, and then there's also a towards the end of his career, he, he his style just got more eccentric. I'll just say that, and more off kilter, and one of his final films is in here as well. His films weren't super long, and as I stated, they are adult films. Um, and in watching them, like the thing that got me the most was the oddity of it. I'll just say that, because they definitely are odd. They're not that long either. So that was also like something that you can kind of get through pretty quickly. You can even just fast forward through a whole bunch, and just you can just see the the weirdness of it all, and that's what intrigued me the most about it. Here goes the back here. But yeah, there's some there's a special feature on here that I really did enjoy, and it's Dana Gold and Bobcat Goldthwait talk Ed Wood's Twilight era. So that's it's Bobcat Goldthwait is also another filmmaker that I mean, Bobcat. He's from Police Academy. If you guys didn't know, he also has directed a lot of films, and his style is very much in this Ed Wood style, and John Waters style. And those are the kind of films that used to get my attention so much when I was younger, when I was kind of learning a whole lot of about cinema and film and things like that. So if you're definitely, if you're interested and of age, definitely this is one to pick up, because there are, even if you don't watch the adult film aspect of it, I urge you to watch the special features. There's some really cool insight into Ed Wood and his style, his career, uh, in this release here. But yeah, so you do have. Let me see here. Let me straighten out these discs. It's a 3-disc set. So you have disc 1 there, and disc 2, and then you have disc 3 that has Shotgun Wedding right here, and the front, back, and spine for Hardwood, the adult features of Ed Wood, and this one is out now from Severin Films. I love, again, I love the fact that they put this out. This is something you don't see every day, obviously. And yeah, so definitely this is a go-to for me, as far as having another set of movies in the Ed Wood filmography in my collection. So really great. Next up is another Severin Films release that I thought was very interesting, caught my attention definitely, and it kind of took me back to, again, as I was stating with the Ed Wood stuff, those early days when I was getting into cinema that, and film that you wouldn't normally see, you know, um, and I was a big fan of the weird, still am, and that is Scala right here. So if you guys do not know, there is there was a movie theater in London called the Scala, and they essentially it was an old school theater, and they would play all these um, very very indie and weird and experimental short films and feature films and things like that. Then they would play, some actual like genre films. Like I think at one point they did play Terminator, um, and some other actual, like studio films. I guess I'll say that. But this I was very intrigued on the documentary because it talks about, and I may kind of ramble on about this one quite a bit because I really enjoyed it. It talks about this theater and how this theater would like open up in the evening and just would run all night into the morning, just showing stuff constantly on rotation. And people would just show up and go there. It was like a big party. All the environment was very, very like punk rock. It was like when I say punk rock, it just kind of means like, the odd people, the people you say are odd, the weirdos, the misfits, would all go and hang out and just have fun and have a good time. And this documentary really really shows that these people that would frequent this place, they were like family, and they would go and show, people would like, show their short films there and things like that. And it just seemed like it was a time of so much fun. um and again, if you're a fan of like indie filmmaking, very very like guerrilla filmmaking, the weird stuff, again, John Waters, Ed Wood, uh all those directors out there, this is definitely one to pick up. You're definitely gonna love the documentary. I watched it twice because it was just so good. And this is a 3 disc set as well. It includes the documentary and then 2 discs that have the short films, some of the short films that they would show at the Scala, which that was amazing. And I love that they're included in this set because after watching it, after watching the documentary, I popped in those 2 discs, and it felt like I was transported there. I felt like it just seemed like a place that I wanted to be. That when I was watching all these short films, it just felt like I was a part of, that crowd in that era, in that moment. The only one thing that I and it's a small nitpick, and this is just mainly a me thing, is that on the short film discs, I didn't see any sort of like autoplay for the next short film. That would have been cool, just for the simple fact that with the Scala, they they kind of explain that it was just a constant rotation of things being loaded in. Like, say one thing would start, and then it would go through, it would end. People would be walking in and out, coming in at random times, and just watching what was on the screen. I would have loved to have that option to just have like a play all, so that way if I walked away, it almost felt like I was kind of like doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Just walking into something brand new. Like, whoa, what is that? I look that way because my TV is that way. Like, that would have been neat. That was my only nitpick, and that's a me thing. Like I said, other than that, this is an amazing release. This is one that this is probably going to be on my top list for this year. To be honest, I haven't seen anything quite like this, and it made me feel so good. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's such a great release, so good, and very well done. It has this amazing hard box cover here with some nice spot glossing there, some UV glossing across that title there, but and across this area right here. So, and then I found out that in doing some research on the Scala, because I was like so intrigued. I was like, like, where is it now? What is it? Did it get demolished? It's actually a nightclub now, and it's still called the Scala. So that's pretty cool. If I'm ever in London, I'll definitely visit for historic purposes. Yeah, I'm enthralled with this culture now. It was so cool because it just reminded me of, like, they were talking about all these films and all these short films, and it took me back to, like, when, not to compare it, but to Blockbuster. When I would go into Blockbuster and I would grab all the films, like everything I could grab, get my hands on that looked interesting, that sounded weird. I would grab it, and that's how I was introduced to a lot of things. When I was on the younger side, maybe some stuff that I probably shouldn't have watched, but at that age, but it was so great, and it kind of it it educated my mind in film so much at a very early age, and yeah, so it just kind of reminded me of my youth, I guess, and that's maybe why I got I got so enthralled with it. But this hard box here is, like I said, it's really nicely built. I love it. I thought it's really well done. Here goes the front of the Blu-ray here. It says the Scala, or the incredibly strange rise and fall of the world's wildest cinema and how it influenced a mixed-up generation of weirdos and misfits. It, like, literally, if that didn't describe who I was when I was younger, I don't know what would. But yeah, it was so good. And here goes the back. Shows you what's included, what it's about. You can pause that there. I definitely urge you to pause it because there's a lot of stuff in this release. Fantastic release. Like I said, probably one of my top this year. Just because it just took me back, And I remember going to, there was a Dollar Cinema here in town too. That it was kind of similar to this, not to this extent, but would show like some weird off the wall crazy short films and movies and stuff like that I wouldn't normally see anywhere else, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that was really great. So here's a cool schedule here of what they would show at the Scala. It comes with this. I have to cover some areas. I had to re-film this because I forgot that it shows stuff. But yeah, so people would have this posted up on their fridge and things like that. A nice like schedule of what they would show, all these films, short films and things like that. So yeah, I thought this was pretty interesting. And then here goes the back here. It shows description of what's in the discs. So it's essentially like a disc guide, an episode guide here of what's included in these 3 discs as well. I had to kind of strategically move that around to not show too much. And it does come with a cool card here. That's a membership card for the Scala. It's a replica membership card, which I thought was really nice. And you'll see this pop up in the documentary. People still have their membership cards, which is kind of cool. And then here goes the first disc here that has the documentary, and then disc 1 of shorts and disc 2 of shorts, the short films there. And then here goes the front, back, and spine for Scala, and this one is out now from Severin Films. So really great. Like I said, man, definitely one to pick up. One of my favorite releases of the year, without a doubt. Next up, we have some really cool group of films here from Second Sight Films. First up, we have a movie that I really enjoyed a lot. Like, without a doubt, I loved it. Was scratching my head as to why there was a remake already of this movie. But right here, Speak No Evil. This is the original Speak No Evil. You know, we just got the remake one with James McAvoy, things like that. I thought that one was okay. So let me just rewind it back quite a bit. So I didn't know about this film until I heard about Speak No Evil, the remake coming out. Found out that there was an original, and I was like, okay, well, I want to watch the original first. Um, I'm very much like that in that sense, where I'm like, well, let me watch the original because I want to see what the original presentation of the movie was, and yeah, so I watched it, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. But then my brain went straight to how and why are they remaking this? This is so like fantastic the way it is. And I watched it by myself initially, and then I had to go back and watch it again. But this time, my wife watched it with me, and she enjoyed it quite a bit as well. It's just it's not something you see every day, and if I remember correctly, it's a Dutch movie. They do speak English in it, and I think the language, yeah, it does. The languages are in, it does have Dutch uh, as a language to choose from in this release, which is really really cool. But yeah, I thought the premise was amazingly creepy, so good. I always look for those for a thriller horror movie that that makes me feel like gross or like creeped out and things like that. This one definitely did do that, and I thought it was very very well acted. The cast is amazing in it. I thought they did an excellent job. Everything about it was just so like perfect. Um, I hadn't seen a movie like this since what is that movie? Funny Games. Funny Games. And it makes you feel kind of like that. Like if you've watched that movie before, you kind of feel that way when you watch this movie. But this one's perfect. This is a perfect film. Definitely one to have in your collection if are a horror lover, thriller lover. This is really really good. Right there, and here goes the back, in case you want to see what it's about. And I put this one up there with The Strangers as well. One of those movies that it's so scary because it could really happen. You know what I mean? Like if you really like think about it, stuff like this could happen in real life. Real life horror is the thing that kind of creeps me out the most. And this one did a great job at doing that. Here goes the disc there for Speak No Evil. Right there. And as you can see, it is a Shudder original release. And here goes the front, back, and spine for Speak No Evil. And this one is out now from Acorn Media International. All right. So, again, really, really good movie. Next up, we have another great movie that I've spoken about this one before, and this one is up on my top tier list of movies that just make you feel kind of you know, and that's Creep. This is one of my favorite movies. I was late to watching this one. Also, I was late on the boat to this one, and I know a lot of people spoke highly of it. Didn't get a chance to watch it up until maybe a few years ago or so, something like that, and I loved it. The creep factor is, well, the creep factor is there with this movie, definitely, and it's so real feeling. And yeah, I've watched it numerous times. I've recommended this movie to so many people. Very high on my list. of my favorite horror movies. And I love it. I love that Second Sight Films put this out. Very awesome right here in the standard Blu-ray edition. It does also come in a limited edition Blu-ray box set as well. I believe it might already be sold out. I'm not 100% sure. You'd have to probably check their site, secondsightfilms.com. But anyway, yeah, so definitely really cool. Let's go ahead and pop this open and check out. All right. And I love it whenever, a distributor, or a studio puts out their Blu-rays with like different casing. It's a small little thing, but obviously it catches your eye because the typical Blu-ray cases are blue, and this one is like this gray color, which is really cool. Lends itself really nice to the artwork here on the front. And it's one of those, if you know, you know, kind of deals. Love this movie. God, so much. And there goes what it's about. And the special features are there as well. And the dude in the movie, was it Mark Duplass? Oh. So I knew him from other stuff. And after seeing him in this, I cannot see him the same in anything else now. All I see him as is this character in this movie. I watched, The Morning Show? And he's in it. And that's all I see is this dude here. But really good. And love this artwork here. Love this disc art. Fantastic. Really nice choice of disc art there. And here is the front, back, and spine for Creep. And this one is out now from Second Sight Films. Fantastic. Like I said, I love that they put this out like this in this cool packaging. Love it. Like I said, they do have a limited edition. I will put links down in the description below where you can check it out. Make it easier for you guys to find. Definitely one to look out for. And lastly, we have another Second Sight Films release. And I was absolutely thrilled when I saw that they were putting this one out. One of my favorite movies. I remember when it came out, I knew nothing about the premise. And seeing how, I guess, it was executed, how well it was done from a filmmaking aspect and from performance aspect. It was just, it's top tier for me. And that is Monster right here on Blu-ray. And this is directed by Patty Jenkins, if you guys did not know. And it stars Charlize Theron. Super glad that Second Sight put this out with this awesome artwork here on the front. And here goes the back, in case you guys don't know what it's about. And the special features are there as well. Before I forget, this is a Region B release, so you would need a region-free player to play it. I know that there are, with your standard Blu-ray players, there are some ways to bypass the region lock with some button presses and things like that. But there's, I think, various ways to doing it. You would just have to look it up. But anyway, that was just an FYI. I just didn't want to forget. But fantastic release here, like I said. And here we have the awesome disc art there. Same as the front cover. But I love the fact that it's colored the way it's colored. Very simple, handwritten title there. Really cool. And then here goes the front, back, and spine for Monster. And this one is out now from Second Sight Films. Fantastic. It's a really cool release. So today we had some really awesome Second Sight film releases here with these three. highly, highly urge you to pick all three of these up. These are really, really great. Some really cool Severin film releases here, with this one being my top, like I said, of the year. Cannot recommend that one enough. Some cool Kino Lorber titles. Really, really cool. My personal pickup from Aliens, which I loved. The surprising Reagan. Blink Twice, which was really, really good as well. And I'm sure the hilarious South Park. Anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you dug it or found it informative in any way. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, because I will be coming back with more videos as always. There will be links down in the description below where you guys can pick up some of these titles. You guys don't have to, but if you do, it does help out the channel quite a bit. And with all that being said, we'll catch you next time.